So I have been waiting to do this all afternoon. I am going to do some trivia questions with all of you. So feel free to go ahead and try and answer the questions in the chat. I also wanted to do, actually, I'll do this first. I will do a quick announcement of um, our progress for our fundraiser. I tried to there's like this live tracker that you are able to show for the fundraiser, but it was making my computer very slow. So I will just show you what it looks like on this end. Okay, let's share this real quick. Let me take off this comment. Let me share my screen. Wrong side. Oh my goodness. It keeps wanting to share the wrong thing. Come on. There we go. I'm going to put this back up. Alrighty, so this is our Give Butter page. So as I mentioned before, we are fundraising for the International Foundation for Autoimmune Autoinflammatory Arthritis, but you are welcome to go ahead and donate to any of the different organizations that are on the live stream or that are participating on social media. But I just wanted to give a quick update on our fundraiser, and this is what it looks like on our page. We have raised $3,760. So thank you so much to everybody out there who has donated. And thank you in advance to anybody who is inspired to donate in the next 2 days. We do have a long ways to our 50K goal, but something is better than nothing. And we are so thankful for all of the amazing individuals that have donated to us. So thank you. And thank you in advance for anybody else who is donating. I myself have to go ahead and make sure that I make my donation as well. So I am excited to do that. And so that is that update. I also wanted to share about our merch store, or our new T-shirt that we have for World AI Arthritis Day, and one of our volunteers designed it, and so it is so beautiful. I am excited to show you. It is available in our merch store as we speak, and we will show you what the design looks like because it is specially made for AI Arthritis Day 2024. So super exciting and so inspiring to be able to have our volunteers be able to design some merch for us. It is it's a fun job to do. It's also kind of scary because you never know what people are going to like. So I am excited to show you, and it is our volunteer Jenny Weaver who was able to create this design for us. This is let's see. Here we go. Let's show this on the stream. Alrighty, so we have this World AI Arthritis Day 2024 t-shirt. There is a beautiful design here on the front, and it also has a 24 with some tracks or slash checkered flags on the back. So it is currently $28. And yeah, we just wanted to show you that. We also do have a whole merch store on here, and I will go ahead and share the link to this in the chat as well. So let's do this. Let me see. Okay, we have about 5 minutes. All righty. I am going to ask 3 trivia questions, and anybody in the chat is free to answer um, if you get the chance. Oh, also, Brittany said, love this shirt. It's also really soft. So hopefully you can all go and check it out. See if you wanted to buy it. It is, very simple shirt. And it's a way to raise awareness as well. It helps us drive awareness, like we like to say. So let's get on to a question. Okay, let's see. Those with psoriatic arthritis often compare their fingers to this breakfast food. Does anybody in the chat know the answer? They say blank fingers. Alrighty. And the answer is sausage fingers. So that is a symptom of psoriatic arthritis, a little bit of a kind of deformation that happens in the hands. Oh, Deb got it just a little bit after I said what the answer was. The answer is sausage fingers. Okay, let's do this one. What is the most common treatment for RA? Chicken fingers. Brittany said chicken fingers from the last question. Anybody, what is the most common treatment for RA? Also, I forget that there's like a 10-second delay with the stream, so I will wait a little longer for everybody to answer. And we have methotrexate. Yes, Brittany and Judy answered correctly. All right, we're going to do one last question before I bring up. Well, actually, we have no. I was going pretty fast with those, so I have a few more that I can do. Steroids or methotrexate is what Deb said, and Laura also said methotrexate. You all know. Okay, how about this one? Known for receiving a kidney transplant from her best friend, she stars in her own show on Hulu and was on the Disney Channel and Barney as a kid. And this is someone that has an AI arthritis disease. I will read it again. Known for receiving a kidney transplant from her best friend, she stars in her own show on Hulu and was on Disney Channel and Barney as a kid. If any of you know who this is, and bonus point if you know what AI arthritis disease that she is diagnosed with. Oh, I see a ding, ding, ding winner. Deb says Selena Gomez. That is very true. And Laura says Selena Gomez. And she is someone who's living with lupus. She is actually one of those people that got diagnosed with lupus from having kidney failure. Can you imagine? Like, you don't even know that you have this disease, and then all of a sudden you have to get a new kidney. That must have been a pretty traumatic situation for her. All righty. Let's see. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. Known for being a member of NSYNC, NASA certified astronaut, and avid advocate for the LGBTQIA plus community, and also has psoriatic arthritis. Again, he is a member of NSYNC, a NASA certified astronaut, an avid advocate for the LGBTQIA plus community, and has psoriatic arthritis. Any guesses? Any guesses? Lance Bass. Yes, that is the correct answer. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much all for participating in my love for trivia questions. So I am ready to start our next segment. We have a special guest to be on camera with me, and it is our lovely and amazing founder and CEO, Tiffany Westwich Robinson. I just wanted to check, Tiff, are you ready to come on camera? Okay, I'm coming up. Alrighty. Let's see. Can you talk, Tiff, so I can see if I can hear
I
you?
can talk.
Let
Can you hear me?
me see.
So I have a note that says you have been muted by host.
There we go. I muted you and unmuted you. So there we go.
Okay.
And welcome, Tiffany. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. You can't say I have my jacket on. I have my race gloves on, which are also the Grace and Able gloves that we have partnered with. Sarah, who's an amazing rheumatoid arthritis patient, she chose AI Arthritis to do a special glove. This is actually the color of the red in our logo. So these are the chili pepper red is the actual swatch, but these are in honor of AI arthritis. So that's kind of cool. So I'm sporting the gloves. I thought they were kind of racy. So, there we go.
I got mine too.
All right.
Alrighty. So, in our previous segment, I showed some videos about Forward National Data Bank, and so since your wheelhouse is research, I just wanted you to share a little bit about how AI arthritis works with Forward, and any plans of what we might plan to be doing with them.
Sure. So, yes, I guess it was about 2015 when we won our first award for innovation in research. And it was everything we do at AI Arthritis is always based first on listening to what patients say needs to be solved or resources they must have. And we don't want to duplicate efforts. We always look around and see what everyone else is doing, and then we work with patients to brainstorm. That could be you if you're interested in getting involved with us and volunteering. And we talk about what can we do to improve resources for patients. And so one of the things that we realized through conversations in this project we did in 2015 was the need to have subgroups, the need for there's no such thing as one size fits all treatment. These are the kind of things we were talking about. Now, I just want to say that was 9 years ago. So if you think now, which some of the things I'm going to talk about when we hear about precision medicine or research or treatments that are designed to either um, to match what's best for you so you don't have to do a trial and error project or process. What? Like, that's amazing, right? That's coming to our diseases. It's in the cancer space, it's coming to our diseases. And that involves subgroups. So it's not really just necessarily one person or what it responds to one. It's like we all have common genes, we all have common cellular structures, we all have kind of these matches. That's why some of us respond really good to one biologic, maybe, and others don't. That's what we're trying to learn. And that's what patients said back in 2015, 2016, when we were doing this project. That's what they said we needed. And so ever since then, AI Arthritis has been invested in everything precision medicine. And that often means identifying either earlier diagnosis, finding genetic markers or different blood markers, things that might indicate diagnosis. It also can be about matching you to the right treatments or even finding out treatments that you would not respond well to. All of this is extremely fascinating. We started joining coalitions. The only one that wasn't cancer for years. Now there's more joining, but we were the only ones in there for a very long time. And with that, we decided that we really need to start thinking about creating our own database, so that that's partially led by patients for patients. So it's kind of got an exciting spin. And Forward, National Data Bank for Rheumatic Diseases, who we just heard from, they have been an amazing partner. They looked at all of the things that we have done, because every project we do is novel, meaning nobody's done anything like it. There's always a uniqueness, a blueprint to it, always designed by patients. And when they got wind that we wanted to create a database that was focusing on understanding symptoms, not only from surveys and collecting those surveys, but also then talking to each other and looking at the responses and saying, oh my gosh, look at all these people who responded to XYZ drug and they're saying these are their symptoms. And then we could talk and have these aha moments and show researchers, hey, look at this. We might be onto something here. These might be subgroups that could, if we knew these things, they could get diagnosed earlier. Or if we knew these things, these are the people you should try in your clinical trials on these new therapies that target these kinds of things, these kinds of cellular signatures. So we can do that. Patients, what? That's true. So that's why we wanted to start this database. And Forward said, we want to house it for you. We want to build it and house it for you. So we're super excited. We do have a link, Michael. I don't have access to the chat right now because I'm on camera, but
He already chatted. He put it in
okay.
the chat.
All right. So Michael is posted that. You can sign up. It's not quite ready to load yet, but they keep telling me we're so close. But we do have a sign up on our website, so you can get a notification to join that database that will live inside of the Forward database as soon as it's open. And like I said, we'll be working on collecting information to identify subgroups, comorbidities, because guess what? 70% of us have some kind of comorbidity. Also, in addition to that, we want to use some of the data that we collect in these subgroups and saying these people respond to these treatments in particular to influence legislation. And I call that research advocacy, because advocacy at our organization stands for public policy, not awareness. I know sometimes it's with awareness, but it means research that will drive legislation or access to treatments. So regardless of where you are in the world, depending on how your medications are chosen for you by your government or your insurance protocols, those kind of things, often if we had enough research to show why we should have access to a certain treatment because it's going to maybe put us in remission because we're part of this subgroup, well, then that is the key to fighting against these entities that say, well, we're not going to give that to you because it might cost us too much money. So the idea is, well, we're going to cause you less money if we can go in remission. We don't have to be on these drugs. Of course, it's a lofty goal, but we're starting it and we're really excited. So that's the work that we're going to be doing with Forward.
So we had a quick question in the chat. Laura was asking, is this Prism RA? And so I think she's talking about
Oh,
biomarkers.
yeah,
So
I
if
know
you want to
Prism
talk a
RA.
little bit if you want to talk a little bit about, so like what we're doing is not necessarily specifically Prism RA, but it has to do with biomarkers. So maybe kind of going off of that.
Sure. So Prism RA, shout out to Cypher, which is the group that has the test. And for those who don't know, Prism RA is a test where you can take to determine if you would or would not respond to TNF inhibitors. And if TNF inhibitors is just one of the kind of biologics like an Embro or a Humira, I believe Cimzia also. So there's a whole line of these biologics that inhibit the TNF. So TNF inhibitors. So they inhibit that part of our cellular structure. And those are often the first line treatments in many of our diseases, not all of them. And as we're learning more about biologics, keep when you say biosimilars, biologics, we know that some of those that target like IL or interleukin, that's what it stands for, like an IL-17 or something like that, IL-23, we're starting to see that because that's precision medicine. And the idea is if we get more of those types of things too, then it's like, oh, maybe you skip a TNFI. And that's kind of where Prism RA comes in, is the philosophy is, well, given most patients, their first line treatment is a TNFI, what if you won't respond to it? So this particular test has, and I can't say, I wasn't prepared for this, so I don't remember the percentage of the efficacy off the top of my head, but I know it's a very high percentage of accuracy of patients who may or may not respond well to a TNF inhibitor. So that is one of many actually tests. So that is an actual test created by a company that can be used in the office environment. And so some doctors might have access to prescribing a test such as that. We're kind of in that phase where your insurance, or you might not have access to that. So there are studies that we plan to do to partner with people like that, and hopefully get those types of tests donated to a study that we can then observe from our database. So those are partners, the types of partners that we would work with. So our database is actually bringing in as many patients as we can and doing research projects that may include things like PrismRA. It also may include, or will include, our own surveys where we start collecting information on all treatments that you've been on. We do have the possibility, Forward has the ability to collect biospecimens. So it's all funding and donation dependent. So obviously we need to get the funds in to do these kind of things, but they have the authority to then contact your doctor and request medical records, if with your permission, biospecimens where you might spit in a cup or blood or however that works. They do have that capability, and under their umbrella, we will then have that capability. So we just, like everything we do at Arthritis, we will start to talk to all of you, decide what is most important, and then how we will go about doing that. So the way we'll start it is getting as many people in as possible, collecting surveys that start to understand your disease, your diagnosis, certain symptoms you may have, and we're going to also do coexisting focus groups and discussion groups and collect that. You may or may not know I'm also a professional focus group moderator, and I've gone to college courses, so I know how to code, I know how to analyze, I know how to do all of those things. So, and then shout out to Caleb Michoud, who is a lead at Forward. He is a person who was originally diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or now known as juvenile idiopathic arthritis. So we're really proud of the fact that, again, patient-led. So, and he's a researcher there, so he would be the research lead on our projects.
Amazing. And so, as we are sticking in the research realm with Tiffany here, we are going to be starting to talk about our Go With Us program. And Tiffany and Deb, who is most likely in the comments still, are the ones who originated this program in what year again? 2019?
2020.
2020. Okay, so 2020. So it's about 4 years old. And Tiffany is going to talk about the next time that we're doing Go With Us, because it's super exciting. It's always one of my favorite times of the year whenever we have a Go With Us going on. So go ahead, Tiffany.
Okay, I'll take it away. So a little background for those of you who don't know what Go With Us to conferences are. Where have you been? Just kidding. You anybody yet that they did not have a good time, that they did not learn. Some of the quotes we receive from these experiences are, work from you in 7 days. And so what are these? Shout out with Deb. We were at a conference, American College of Rheumatology, and we were posting on social media about what we were learning. And there were a lot of patients saying, man, I wish I could go to a conference. There's no way. Either it just would be very difficult, I can't afford to go if that was an option, or just I can't physically go, what if I flared? It's very complex information. There's no way I could actually understand it in a way that would make sense to me, all of these kinds of things. And we kind of sat there and went, why don't we create a program where we just bring people with us? And the idea is that when we go in person, and this is a kind of a different one because we're not actually going to be in Europe for the first time, we're going to attend virtually these sessions, but usually we're in person. So we go to the American College of Rheumatology in November, and then we go to the EULAR, which is the European Rheumatology Conference, in June. And we usually have an in-person team, And then as we're going to sessions, we relay information back. And those who want to sign up just to get the information, we send an email every day with background videos, debriefs, behind the scenes photos, just learning tips, little things like that. But everybody who is a patient or caregiver can also sign up for the elevated experience, because everything we do has either learn or elevated experience, learn plus more. And so in this case, our new Slack channels. So we have a Slack Pro platform now. And if you want to go with us and have an elevated experience where you actually can be part of what participating while we're watching session online, and we'll stream into that and talk to you. You can ask us questions. You can do all of that. It's a really, really cool experience. I think in November we had 58 people or something like that online. So amazing. And people from all over the world tune in. I actually have given Mike, and I don't know if he shared it or not, but I found the actual session. The session list is online. So I sent Michael a list, and you can look at all of the sessions. And guess what? For something like 25 US dollars, you can get your own pass. That's exciting, because then when we go to the ACR, the passes are like $2,000 or something like that, or $1,500. So patients can actually buy their own passes, but you can. So I do encourage school for a whole year. You can watch it's all coming up. In sessions. I saw a session on sarcoidosis. Shout out to Carrie. A lot on difficult to treat. And also, there are some on diet, lifestyle, which I know are always popular. So many things to see at ULAR, and it is in mid June. It is the 12th to the 15th. However, because we are going online and not in person, we're going to have a delay. So we're kind of saying sign up before that, and then we will probably start gaining access to the sessions maybe the 14th or 15th, and we'll run it all throughout that week. So, and even if you can't be there in real person, still sign up, because you get the daily updates. It's you will not be disappointed. It is the one of the coolest research oriented projects, because we don't just refer back or teach you what we learned. We actually interpret it in a way so that you understand how it affects you right here, right now, and in the doctor's office.
Absolutely. And what we have coming up next is a few of our clips from Go With Us in November from ACR. And so, anything else before you hop off of camera, Tiffany, before we start doing the Go With Us clips? Or is there anything else that you want to plug going forward?
The only thing that I'll also say is we do have another version of Go With Us, and we broke it off into the public policy realm. So when I say advocacy or public policy, we have a department where we have a brand new, again, innovative, first of its kind, no blueprint, nothing like it, patient created, called Knowledge is Empowerment. And it is our volunteer and staff led project that is all about getting more patient stories involved, no matter where you are around the world, in efforts to increase access to treatment and affordable treatments. And we have our very first ever coalition that it has a patient and caregiver coalition as well. It focuses largely on new United States drug affordability reviews, but let's face it, access and affordability, it's an issue everywhere in the world. So you will also be what we do in the Knowledge is Empowerment program, which Michael is also sharing. We do field trips. It's a Go With Us. It's the same thing. So we are toggling the program into that experience as well, called field trips, and we will also have those field trips in the coalition. But just the link to the Knowledge is Empowerment is enough, because once you sign up for that, we'll link you to the coalition. So I think that's it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for being here today with me and helping all of us to drive awareness. Tiffany was the mastermind, and along with our other co-founders of this day in general. So thank you so much for revolutionizing awareness days and putting all of our diseases under this umbrella and creating this organization, because it really does, push forward what you were saying about research. Like, the closer that we get to being able to make these more precise diagnoses and treatments, the faster and better outcomes that we will get for all patients with our diseases. So from my heart, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done